What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Ridge makes a proposal to Brooke after Nick, but Taylor's ring has no meaning? After Nick Marone makes a proposal of his own, the Bold and the Beautiful gives hints that Ridge Forrester might make a proposal to Brooke Logan. Let's talk about all the upcoming romantic developments, because that ring on Taylor Hayes' finger may ultimately be meaningless. Nick is planning an epic marriage proposal on a special boat ride now that he and Brooke are in Italy. Of course, BNBs say Nick's plans are set to go horribly wrong. It's doubtful Brooke will accept Nick's offer of marriage anyway, but the boat trip in general will turn into a total fiasco. Until Ridge arrives and pulls Brooke out of the water, she will be in danger of drowning because it appears that a boat malfunction will throw her into the water. From there, Ridge's heart will tell him exactly what to do next. It turns out that Ridge will give in to the love he's been fighting for all along, and as a result, his genuine feelings for Brooke will emerge. Ridge will decide that he wants Brooke back and will do everything in his power to let her know. Once Ridge drags a soaked Brooke to safety and makes sure she's okay, he'll presumably make a big declaration about their destiny. It makes sense that Ridge will perhaps try to outdo Nick's marriage proposal by popping the question to Brooke himself. Ridge may reassure Brooke that she is the one he wants to marry, whether it happens haphazardly or after they reconnect before their trip home. In other words, Ridge might get engaged to Brooke while he's already engaged to Taylor. Given his track record and the fact that we are aware that Brooke's accident will be such a significant romantic turning point for these two, we wouldn't put it past Ridge. Brooke could become Ridge's new fiancée before Taylor even realizes she's lost Ridge, so stay tuned for updates on any fresh engagement news that might be on the horizon. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor will suffer a devastating blow in the upcoming episodes as a result of Ridge and Brooke's reunion. Taylor and Nick bond over their broken hearts. When the Bold and the Beautiful brought Captain Nick Marone back to the CBS soap, they implied that Jack Wagner would be sticking around for several months. It is believed that Nick will return to Los Angeles, regardless of the chaos in Naples, and he is just beginning to cause trouble. Since Nick returned to BNB, the Marone Industries tycoon has had his eye on Brooke Logan. But if Brooke refuses to get back together with him, will he turn to Taylor? Spoilers for the CBS soap's next episode can be found below. Nick Marone gets shut down. The Forrester Creations gang is on location in Italy right now, and Brooke Logan is in for a romantic treat in Naples. Despite begging Ridge to reconsider their relationship, Brooke is heading to Europe as a single woman. Bold rumors suggest that Captain Nick Marone will plan an extravagant proposal for his ex-girlfriend now that she is officially available for purchase. Soap spoilers say Nick's romantic plans will go south, and there will even be a dangerous accident on the water in the process. When the dust settles in Italy, Ridge will profess his love for Brooke. The only issue is that Ridge appears to have forgotten about Taylor, his fiancée in Los Angeles. Ridge reunion leaves Taylor single. Ridge will move full steam ahead with their reunion, and Nick and Taylor will be left out in the cold. What a lot of viewers don't realize is Nick used to be married to Taylor too. Taylor will be devastated when Ridge leaves for Brooke, according to the Bold and the Beautiful, and Nick will offer her a shoulder to cry on. Will their mutual heartbreak turn to something more? In a swirl of Mediterranean sunlight and soap opera suspense, the Bold and the Beautiful plunges headfirst into one of its most dramatic love tangles yet, as Ridge Forrester finds himself standing on the edge of destiny, facing the undeniable pull of Brooke Logan, just as Nick Marone stages a grand proposal that goes painfully awry. Forrester Creations has whisked its most glamorous talent to the sparkling shores of Naples for a fashion collaboration that promises high couture and even higher emotions. Brooke, radiant and uncertain, walks the fine line between past and future, still haunted by the lingering tenderness she once shared with Ridge, even as Nick re-emerges with a kind of charm and intensity only Captain Marone can wield. Nick plans what should have been a magical moment, a proposal in an Italian harbor against the romantic backdrop of a restored vintage boat, champagne, roses, and promises of forever, with the sea breeze whipping around them. But fate, ever cruel and cunning, has other plans. Brooke is thrown overboard while fighting to stay afloat in a flash of panic and broken dreams when a mechanical failure occurs. Just when it seems the sea might swallow more than just Nick's chances of rekindled love, Ridge bursts onto the scene, propelled by instinct, passion, and a love he never truly extinguished. With fierce determination, Ridge dives into the water, pulling a gasping, waterlogged Brooke to safety. As she lies trembling and breathless in his arms on the dock, the world seems to stop, and in that moment, everything shifts. Ridge now pays attention to the one and only voice that matters, his heart, rather than logic or the empty promises he made to Taylor Hayes in Los Angeles. Ridge vows to never let Brooke go as he holds her close to his chest and lets out a torrent of emotion. The near tragedy serves as the ultimate wake-up call, forcing Ridge to confront what he's tried to deny for too long, that Brooke is, and always has been, his one true love. Ridge says the words that break lives and rekindle a legacy without waiting or thinking. He proposes. Whether he produces a ring on the spot or simply pledges his heart doesn't matter, because the promise is clear: he wants to marry Brooke, not someday, not eventually, but now. The paradox. Taylor has already proposed to him. However, Ridge Forrester is the man who has forged a life based on passion, impulsivity, and the intoxicating rush of grand gestures. Back in Los Angeles, Taylor Hayes continues to wear Ridge's engagement ring, blissfully unaware that its significance is evaporating with every second Ridge spends beside Brooke. That shiny symbol of future vows becomes little more than a lie on her finger, a placeholder for a future Ridge never truly intended to build. Ridge's words pierce Brooke's fear and doubt like sunlight through storm clouds as she stands soaked and in shock. Can she trust him once more? Can she believe this isn't just another round of Forrester whiplash? Nick arrives on the scene before she can respond, his face a portrait of devastation. He must now watch as the woman he loves is literally swept into the arms of another man after his plan to win back Brooke fell through. The tension crackles as Ridge and Nick exchange glares, two rivals bound by history, love, and heartbreak. For Brooke, it's the ultimate emotional reckoning. The other man is her soul's twin flame, her destiny, while the first man is a symbol of safety, familiarity, and quiet strength. While she's pulled in both directions, her gaze lingers on Ridge just a moment longer, and in that pause, everything is said. Meanwhile, Taylor, still in L.A., grows increasingly uneasy. She hasn't heard from Ridge in days. Her texts go unanswered, and her calls are met with vague responses from Donna and Eric. Her therapist's intuitive sense tells her that something is wrong. She is terrified to think that Ridge's silence is more than just jet lag or work distraction. Rather, it is emotional distance. When she sees the headline "Bridge Reunion" in Naples on a fashion blog, her stomach droops. Nick, licking his wounds, returns to Los Angeles at the same time, attempting to process his humiliation and loss in Italy. His love was sincere, and his intentions were pure. However, in the Forrester versus Ridge seems to always find a way to win or get around the system, Marone. Nick unexpectedly meets Taylor as he searches for solace in desperate need. It's awkward at first for two lovers who have been cheated on and betrayed by the same man to come to terms with the possibility that Ridge and Brooke's love can never be broken. However, as they converse and express their wounds and regrets, something begins to change. It's not romance, not yet, but understanding. Compassion. Mutual understanding of pain. Taylor, who has always been composed and elegant, breaks down in Nick's presence and admits that the ring Ridge gave her may have sparkled, but it never felt real. She expresses the question of whether Ridge had the genuine intention of starting a life with her, or if she was just a placeholder during one of his frequent arguments with Brooke. Nick, in turn, admits that Brooke never really stopped loving Ridge, no matter how much he tried to believe otherwise. Their conversation becomes calm, gentle, and even cozy. They're kindred spirits now, bound by broken promises and a shared history with the same two people. And for the first time, Taylor looks at Nick not as Brooke's old flame or a reminder of the past, but as someone who understands her in a way Ridge never could. Taylor whispers that maybe it's time to stop chasing something that never really belonged to her as she slowly removes her engagement ring. It's possible that Ridge's initial proposal was pointless because it was motivated by convenience, fear, or misplaced obligation rather than love. Ridge and Brooke, both transformed by their experiences, eat a tender dinner under the stars in Naples, across the globe. Ridge speaks of regret, of years wasted, of the mistakes that drove them apart. He talks about Taylor without hesitation but with guilt. He knows the right thing would be to end one engagement before starting another, but his heart doesn't work on timelines or etiquette. He reaches across the table and takes Brooke's hand, asking her once again, "Will you marry me?" Not because she doesn't know the answer, but because she does. Brooke's eyes well up with tears. The response is the same as always. Yes. A quiet, powerful yes that echoes louder than the waves around them. Yet Taylor and Nick sit silently in Los Angeles, the air between them thick with unspoken thoughts. Nick breaks it first by softly joking about how lucky they are in love, and how the same two people keep coming back to each other like they are stuck in an orbit that no one can break. Taylor smiles, a hint of mischief in her eyes, and for a fleeting moment, it's almost as if the weight of her heartache lifts. Could this coincidental connection signal the beginning of something brand new? Or is it just another distraction, a temporary balm for wounds that never quite heal? As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that this is more than just another love triangle. For Ridge, Brooke, Taylor, and even Nick, this is a retribution.